Soursop.
Which word?
Soursop. It's a fruit.
All right, let's start.
So I used the leaves to extract. It was another herb I sold on my site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
what do you got in your eye?
what?
What do you got in your eye to need to use it to enhance your sight?
Oh, so it's everything with immunity and digestive. And then I also did oils as well. So I did tea tree and olive oil. And then I've also did cinnamon. And that's when I learned about the real cinnamon. So not the cinnamon we buy in the store. It's not real. There's two different cinnamons, and cinnamon is actually red. Real cinnamon is actually red. And then I think I learned that like 60 something or 6 teaspoons of it when you consume it causes for a natural hallucination.
Woo. So polemic
And
question.
nutmeg as well. That was a great to help you sleep. So if you sprinkle it, I like to sprinkle it with warm milk at night. You go to sleep almost like instantly.
Yeah.
And you sleep like
I need
a
it.
good sleep.
I need it.
Yeah.
Polemic question. You think that the original foods, which would likely also medicinal, were substituted by like fake food, so we get sick?
Absolutely. Like I said, I learned about real cinnamon and the impact of it. I was like, wow, I could only imagine the real quality, pure nature of a lot of herbs and holistic what is it? Medicines.
Medicines.
Yes.
Because, like for example, I see that in the past, every single fair, the simplest the fair would have much more options. Damn much options. Like for example, 10 different types of potato with different colors.
Yes.
10 different types of pumpkins with different colors. And nowadays, most part of the time, you just find one type of each.
Wow.
And usually it's the like the most sugary and the most
Yes.
the less nutrients possible.
Incredible.
Yeah, there are some documentaries and saying about those, I would say, seed, how do you call it? It's not like seed banks. You heard about seed banks?
Seed bank. Yes.
Small parts worldwide.
Yeah. And in this documentary I saw, they say that usually during wars, some of the first things they destroy are the seed banks. So you do not have food autonomy. And without food autonomy, you get dependent. So you need to import food or seeds from another one who have control over some specific technology. You can get money from you for food. So you just like you just weaken everybody, and it's sad, very sad.
Yes. Terrible.
And do you also research Dr. Sebi? Dr. Sebi?
I don't think I know him.
I don't know him yet.
Yes.
I don't know him yet. I'm open to
Yeah.
get.
And what is your experience with Dr. Sebi?
Yes, Dr. Sebi, I actually discovered him on another podcast. And I was instantly drawn to his holistic approach. And coming from an indigenous grandmother, she doesn't use your day-to-day doctor when you walk into, say, a hospital or a clinic, a local clinic. She actually has a holistic doctor, which there is a formal word for this. And she only does holistic natural remedies as to healing in her approach. And she's been like this for years. And so growing up, she would always incorporate natural ingredients from spices to herbs to teas to anything that was from a natural base or roots, I should say, and incorporate that in our day-to-day intake. And so when I was drawn to Dr. Sebi, he really took a deep dive into what that lifestyle truly meant for us as beings. And when he mentioned the idea of sea moss, and I really thought about this. I said, wow, in our day-to-day, we don't consume even 10, 15, 6, we'll be lucky to, in our day-to-day intake, consume 25 minerals that we need to survive. So if we can take a supplement or a natural ingredient such as sea moss and get 98 out of 104 minerals that the human body needs daily to function, can you imagine? So I'll give a little insight as to what that experience looks like me, and then being synchronized with another woman who also had her encounter with sea moss. It really opened me up to, wow, I have a power source on my hand. I was experiencing in the middle of a storm, a winter storm. I was in the center of my apartment, and this is when I come to realize I was having an allergy to strawberries. Let's rewind a few. I was on a fruitarian diet for a week straight, simply fruits, and I had a bit of a reaction, but it wasn't anything that really rose to the surface as it did later on. I'll get into this. It was just a bit of reaction, and I said, okay, let me stop this for a few until I identify what this is. So fast forward, I'm in this storm. I'm in my apartment, and I was consuming fresh strawberries. I had like chopped them up really nice, and I was just eating strawberries because I've grown up on this. So I didn't think that I would have this reaction the way I did. And I started the process of reacting, which turned into irritation of the skin. Then physically, I began to see the rashing and the flaring of the skin, and then also the discoloration. So my red undertone really came to the surface. And then the closing points to that was I felt my esophagus closing.
Oh shit!
And
Were you alone?
my thoughts process in this moment is I'm in the storm. Everything is shut down. This is a storm. This is the greatest storm we've experienced, or I've experienced in my lifetime, being in Texas, a place like Texas, which is uncommon, being it's always hot. And in that moment, my first thought was, I'm going to call my mom. If I'm going to hear anyone's voice last, it's going to be my mom's voice. And I'm not going to call her to panic. I'm not even going to tell her what's going on. I'm just going to call, and I know she's just going to get into her rants, whatever that may be, and I'm going to listen. So I called her, because I knew if I called a hospital in this moment, they weren't going to reach me in time. I knew if I called my mom, there was nothing she can do, being her distance. And in that moment, I called my mom. She went on her rant. It was great. It was good. And she naturally said, okay, I'm going to call you back. I have to get off the phone. And then she hung up. I was like, okay, I'm content. And so in this thing, it's like pressuring. It's coming close. And so, bright idea. I don't have any over-the-counter medicines in my apartment at this time because I'm fully holistic. I'm fully raw. I've been vegan for over a decade. So my medicine in that moment became sea moss. And I had sold it in 3 forms through the website, Energy Flow Spirits, which was the actual raw ingredient wholesale, where it's just you do as you please with this. I turned it into a gel, which is just lemon water, or you can infuse it with your various forms, and you just break it down to a gel type, and you just consume it by teaspoon. You can put it in your smoothies. You can put it's truly amazing what you can do with this. And then I took it a step further and broke it down into capsules for those who decided to take it as vitamin or just like a daily intake with their other vitamins as well. And so I had a bag of them. I just pulled my drawer open, reached in, took it out, and just took a whole bunch because I'm like, at this point, I mean, it is what it is. And it worked instantly.
Oh my God.
The flaring, the swelling of the throat, everything came down. Everything went down. It was almost like I had not experienced this near-death experience. And it was truly like, in that moment, I really sat with it. I almost, to the points of meditation with this thing, like, what is this? What just happened?
Interesting.
Is this just me? Has other people experienced this? Is this what's a deep dive with Dr. Sebi is to experience, and what's more can this do, and what more is out there like this, and like, wow, we haven't begun to tap into 10% of what nature really is for us. And fast forward, I was in a Uber ride, and a woman, we got to talking. I had not met her. I don't know much about this woman. I'm getting to know her for the first time. And she expresses to me about a journey she had come from with cancer. And I was telling her, oh, that's great. I was telling her a bit about me, introducing her to Energy Flow Spirits and just what that was in my life at that present moment, and sea moss being my #1 seller. She says, sea moss, I'm familiar with this. I have a story for you.
Oh.
I said, please share. I'm in the beginning of my I'm wanting to know what this is for other people. I know I have my experience. Please share. She said, yes, I will. She said she realized or she received the news that she had 4-stage cancer.
Oh shit.
And she had cut her hair. It was short. She was going through the preparation of what this was in her life, and when she went to the doctor, she was starting to she was in the beginning to initiate her chemo treatments. And she said she had did the first one twice, and one day she was at home and she had bought sea moss from a lady in passing, and she just kept it in the back of her fridge, and she totally forgot about it. And something came over her and told her to just start taking this. So subconsciously, she just was incorporating sea moss by the teaspoon every day into her diets, and till she had no more. She had a jar of it, and she said on this special day, she went to her doctor's office to do her normal test runs, and the doctor came in. She looked, he looked, she looked at him, he looked at her, he looked at the paper, he looked at her, he looked at the paper, and he looks at her. And he's really staring at her, and she's anticipating what is it, doctor? Like, as if life can be more spontaneous.
Please tell me.
And he goes, you have a miracle. You are a miracle woman. I have not seen anything in my experience of being a doctor like this. You are blessed. She goes like, what is it, doctor? What is it? Tell me, tell me, tell me. He goes, whatever you are doing, you no longer have cancer.
Oh, look at this.
And she said she just broke down crying. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm here for my treatment, my regular checkup. What do you mean I don't have cancer? What are you sure? She's questioning it now. Like, what have I done? And she said in that moment, that same thing that came over her, CMOS.
That was the only thing she was taking differently.
That's the only thing that she knew she had incorporated newly into her diet. And in that moment, she received some of the greatest news in her life. And it made her change her whole perspective and really shift her paradigm as to living a more holistic. She saw that as an opportunity to a new beginning. And she wanted to be and implement that and be the voice of one similar to Dr. Sebi. This is real, and it's all around us. And it's a matter of how. It's a knowing. It's an understanding of what this can transpire in various lives.
No doubts.
And so sharing that testimony, that was just more ammo as to just this conscious shift in states into a more holistic approach to medicines and overall well-being and health.
Yeah, but that's the thing. In the end, we realize that the body just arrange itself. The thing is like to give the body opportunity to function properly. The thing is that disease is not natural, right? Disease is not natural. If you are sick, I mean, metabolically sick, something is wrong about what you are doing. And another very interesting thing is that I never knew that strawberry would be so allergenic.
Yes.
That's interesting. I mean,
as one who grew up loving this.
Take care, people who love the strawberry. Take care, mainly with strawberry candy, you know.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, don't
Yes.
mix that with sugar. But one thing about strawberry that I saw and I think is interesting is that strawberry may be likely one of the fruit that has more iodine among all. Mainly if you grow that near the ocean, right? And usually for people who are frugivores or fruitarians, iodine may be a very hard mineral to find unless you also use CMOS, things like this. Or you live nearby the ocean.
Yes. Water is a healing property for
Yeah, no
sure.
doubt, no doubt. And the ocean has. What do you think about, like, for example, how you call it, Tibetan? No, it's not Tibetan. That pink salt,
Himalayan.
Himalaya salt. What do you think about it?
I think when it's from its natural source, it's unfiltered and it's raw. You're getting the raw properties of Himalayan salt.
It's not ink. They put it.
Yes. Not the stores processing and selling it to us in mass. I think naturally it can be too much of anything is bad for you. I like to think so. A pinch of something
I see.
like this can do you justice.
Yeah, because I heard that this Himalaya salt also has like more than 70 minerals.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's really rich, different from the the processed salt people usually use.
Yes.
I mean, usually when you are frugivore or fruitarian, you do not take any salt, like artificial salt. But if you are taking it, such a good one, right?
Yes.
Nice, nice, nice. And what about you, my friend? Have you what do you have to say about your raw experiences or your like herbs things?
Oh, wow. So, my raw experience was in 2017.
Mhm.
Back then, I was living in the Netherlands.
Mhm.
And I remember first I decided to become vegan.
Mhm.
And then
Congratulations.
the next week, I decided to become raw vegan.
Very fast.
So I had this sort of a watershed moment in my life where I was seeking something greater than myself. I was feeling the need to align myself spiritually, and the idea of veganism just came about naturally. I did my research and I resonated with that, and then of course I was delving deeper, and and raw veganism popped out, and like I was like, wow, I can even make it further. So I that's how I became raw vegan for a full year.
Nice.
So I was raw vegan, mostly fruitarian, I would say, and I was not consuming spices even.
Nice.
So, and yeah, I've experimented different types of raw veganism
During this year or after this year?
during this year. Like in the beginning, I was eating a lot of sprouts, a lot of let's say nuts.
A coconut just fall, but not in our heads. We are in beautiful, very beautiful beach here in Ivory Coast. It's an amazing place, very paradisical.
Ah.
But no problem, we are safe. We are
So I always felt much better eating sweet, ripe fruit. This is what really satisfied me. And really, when you become raw vegan, this is when you start realizing that being full is not the same as being satiated.
That's true.
These are completely different things. And it's only raw fruit, sweet fruit, that satisfies us thoroughly.
So just to start with a little bit, like so actually a good name for Instagram wouldn't be like fully raw, and that would be better to see like satisfied raw.
How? Such.
I mean, besides creating Instagram name like fully raw, would rather better say like satisfied raw. No, just kidding.
Yeah. But I would say that the 80-10-10 diet was kind of a reference to me. So, yeah. And what else I wanted to say? Oftentimes we think that, oh, children are drawn to sugar, but we should not give children sugar, as if it's something like bad. Like we create this stigma around sugar, when in fact, like, everyone craves sugar. This is our natural.
Bonjour les amis, vous allez bien?
Yeah.
Ah oui, chaque jour un peu mieux. Demain, ça sera parfait. Merci.
This is our natural craving, and the children, when they want ask for sweets, what they're actually asking for is for ripe fruit.
No doubt.
This is what every human thrives and
Yeah,
by
every
eating.
single cell needs different types of sugar, and even when you go like keto diet, your nervous system still needs sugar, so you need to get sugar somehow from somewhere, right?
Yeah, so I just wanted to dispel the stigma and misconceptions around sugar because I heard many people even saying, well, even fruit is bad for you because there's too much sugar in it. Like, I'm like, wait, whoa, like, wait a second. Fruit is the most perfect source of nutrition you can ever get.
Yeah, maybe we could start using different vocabulary to do not dismiss anything. Like, for example, because we say sugar is as a general name referring to carbs in general, but you have different types of carbs. Like we have, how to say that? I forgot the names, but you say this from fructose.
Fructose.
Fructose from fruits, and when it's isolated, it's toxic. But when it's within the fruit compounds,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not.
yeah. With all the other elements,
Yeah,
so
yes.
you have a full package like
Yeah.
of. It's already a balanced meal. Like a fruit in itself is a balanced meal. So
The same with glycols and other types of sugars.
yeah, so
The high vibrational fruits.
Yeah, no
nature.
doubt.
I mean, nature has already figured everything out. Like we think that we know better than nature, but she has the last say, and we just should surrender to it.
Pachamama.
That's yeah.
I have a doubt because in Netherlands the climate changes a lot right during the year.
The climate.
I mean, yeah, the
Yeah.
seasons
Well,
change a lot.
actually, I have to be honest with you. It was pretty easy for me to be raw vegan in the Netherlands
Uh-huh.
because in the Netherlands, like it's first of all, they are a second agricultural country in the world after the U.S. in terms of export. So it's they have an amazing agricultural sector. This is one. Secondly, they import from all over the world. So in terms of accessibility, like you have everything in the Netherlands.
All year long.
Yeah, you can find it everywhere.
Nice.
You can now we can have a debate around the price, but in terms of like availability, it's there.
I see.
So you're not bound by the seasons.
But I mean, if you are working there, it's still accessible, right? In terms of price, because you are only in local currency. So
Yeah, I guess it's still accessible because, anyways, when you're raw and especially mostly fruitarian, you eat less. You don't need that much food. Actually, this is something also I figured out. Like, there was a point where, like, just one avocado in
Would
the
satisfy
morning and maybe one smoothie for dinner was enough for me.
Eating to survive, not surviving to eat.
eating to survive to eat. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Hey, Rainbow boys and girls and friends, how are you doing?
So as of right now, I'm just vegan, but I made the choice to come back to cooked food for practical reasons.
I see.
Because deep in my heart, I and in my body as well, I experience what it feels like to be raw.
Yeah.
And this for me, it's always like a lodestar to come back to
Nice.
because it's fantastic.
And before we dive into Roadstar, I have another question for you. What changed in your life during your raw vegan period?
What changed in my life is you become much more aware of the energies surrounding you. And one anecdote, like I can tell, is that the first day I decided that I want to be raw, and then I went to the grocery store, I had like a depression
Oh
crush.
shit.
I was like it just dawned on me that 95% of what is in this store is not for me. It's just like you feel
Everything is embedded in plastic. What's going on here?
yeah, and like raw foods are like just a small. I mean, it's a fraction of what you find in a grocery store. And like when you see these like muffins, these like croissant pizzas, and roasted nuts, and like all these things that crackers you used to enjoy and like,
Toxic pounders all over.
and now you're like, okay, I committed to not eat this anymore. It's so sad. Like I felt a deep sadness in me, but then this sadness transmuted into a feeling of liberation.
Liberation.
So I felt that actually I'm freer.
Uh-huh.
I'm freer to have a smaller choice. Because now when I go to the grocery store, I go there with a purpose. I, s- I cross the threshold of the door and I go directly to the fresh produce
I
section.
understand you completely.
And I
100%
feel
with
like
you, yeah.
there is like these like touting like, oh, crispy chips and like, oh, nice roasted like waffles or nuts, and this is not um, appealing to me anymore. But I used to love it, but now I feel free.
No
I feel
doubt about
free.
it. Yeah, yeah. Like yeah, actually they are crazy to put some polymers into your body, like toxic polymers, like plastic, different types of plastic, right? And I have another question for both of you. Have you experienced fasting or fruit feasting or something like this?
Yes, my first actually experience of fasting in my life was pretty bad experience.
Oh yeah.
I fasted only 24 hours. So
With water, without water.
without, it was a dry fast, and I had no conception of how I should break my fast. So at the end of these 24 hours, I binged on ravioli, and like
Okay.
after that, I was like,
Okay. No judgment.
for
no
1 week, I was like, I couldn't release anything,
Oh shit.
and
Got
then
stuck.
yes, and then it was like a nightmarish like moment that has to go
man.
through. But then I realized how you should like break your fast, and I fasted. Oh, by the way, when you're raw vegan, it's so easy, much easier to fast, and yeah, and breaking the fast is also very easy when you eat fruits and smoothies, stuff like that, juice. So yeah, I did my trial and error, but by now I yeah,
Do you know John Rose?
John.
John Rose method, like solid food vacation,
No,
100 years of filtered juice.
I think I heard that name, but
Probably do this.
I don't know exactly.
I would say that's is a way to start your experiences with less solid food or like feasting or something like this. It's a good approach, I would say. Nice. Yeah.
Yes, but my longest time I fasted was 4 days. It was a dry fast, and yeah, and interestingly enough,
Dry or
dry fast. Interestingly enough, actually, it's far easier to like. There is like a hump, like a period where like you feel very uneasy about having a empty stomach, but after the second day, you actually feel great. You feel greater and greater and greater and greater.
Nice.
And it's almost like when you have to eat back again, it feels like a chore, but you kind of do it because yeah, you've got to get some nutrients in your system.
But this time you didn't break it with ravioli.
No. This was just fruits, and even the fruits should be picked carefully.
Yeah, for sure.
Not to binge on stuff like avocado or bananas at first. Start with like watery,
yeah.
like grapes or
Melons.
yeah, watermelons, stuff like that. And then you can start maybe a smoothie, and then maybe some like avocado, banana, or dates, stuff that are a bit more dense. So
Yeah, because our body needs time to like to rescue this digestion power, right? So,
yeah.
and what about?
Yes, I've had a fasting experience of 25 days dry fast.
Nice, very powerful.
Yes, very
Was it your first
powerful. And
experience?
it was my first fasting experience in terms of length and time. Fasting is something I incorporated into my lifestyle that I do weekly from sunrise to sunsets, Friday to Saturday, just to give myself a weekly reset and prepare my daily functions for the incoming week. And I can honestly say through the 25-day dry fast, I came through and had a breakthrough through breath, which really opened me up to breath work and allowed me to really dive deep into the physicality as well as the spiritual, I would say, aspect and quality to life that's I find connecting in my day to day. So for me, that allowed me to release a lot of traumas. It's allowed me to begin to heal in place of where a lot of that tension was released from. And it also was a guidance throughout my daily body and really showed and reflect how everything is interconnected. So to be suffering in one aspect of your life, ultimately it's connected to another aspect of your life that hasn't perhaps unfolded. And for me, it really allowed me to see life through an entirely different vision. And to Mel's point, I like the idea of consuming to satisfy, not consuming to get full.
Or simply pleasure. Yeah.
Overindulging. Again, to that point, too much of anything is not the greatest for you. So to have your healthy boundaries and limits set within that. So I can honestly say the first 3 weeks, I did have and notice addictions outside of food, outside of anything that came into the physicality aspect of my life that I was having to be totally shredded from and had to be really free and released from. And I think going into it, the intention I set is to be as light as a feather, allowing me to be lifted to higher conscious states or higher vibrational hemisphere or just realms to allow me to really seek as to what my journey is and my purpose is and calling in is to this life. And so opening up those doors and sort of those portals as to my approach to really manifest and really bring to life those visions that were coming through in that time.
Were you alone when you did it, or you did it in a retreat or something?
This was something that I did alone, and it was shortly after a huge move that I made to Florida. And it was the easiest for me, being that I didn't per se have any influences from much of the outside world. My phone was kind of shut off, and when I turned it back on, surprising enough, it was kind of like shut off with me as well. And coming out of it, I was able to go out and connect with people. And I get a lot of questions about my weight as well, so I'll touch on that as well. I just felt like I was in my light body.
Okay.
I didn't feel like I was like super heavy from a lot. So it was really like a lift of my shoulders. And coming out of it and opening myself up to the world again, I was able to see and really merge with the frequencies and the vibrations of my encounterments, my connections. Everything became very vibrant in its coloration, and I was able to really see and focus and draw into things that really resonated with me on a soulful level and beyond, of course. And for me, it really allowed me to tap into what breath really is, for one. And ultimately, I would love to do this again and possibly even expand on to surviving on breath alone.
I see. But why 25 days? Is that a specific methodology, a specific approach, or you just did it?
That's something that I just went for. I figured if I start, I'll see how long I can push through. And at the 25-day mark, I had much clarity as to what this new shift and points in my life would sort of transpire into. So I think for me, I just had great clarity and was ready to receive just the abundance of nature at that moment.
And as a curiosity, you got some reference like as Jasmine, or you got someone like dealing with fasting, like Lauren Lockeman or something like this? You
A
read someone?
ton of podcasts to
Nice.
get me through, a ton of YouTubes, blogging, a few stories shared in between, and daily devotionals, daily meditation, um, a lot of assurance as to this is not greater than me, and we can both be great together.
Nice, interesting.
And yeah, I think just setting my intentions clear in the beginning and seeking that clarity throughout really brought forth a new shift, a new perspective.
No doubts about it. Talking about fasting, they are inviting us to food ceremony.
Yes, that's our second calling.
Yeah, for those who doesn't know, we are in Rainbow here in Ivory Coast. It's an amazing experience. If you
Yes.
still don't know Rainbow family, search for someone who knows about it and question about it. You're gonna like it.
And we welcome you.
No doubts. Be welcome to the family. So, what do you say about this breatharian approach? Like, would you say that is something natural we can all reach this point in life, or it's something special? Like you need to pass through some process before you try. What do you say?
Yes, it's all in us. I truly think that when you tap into and you have this intention as to seeking this greater knowledge, enlightenment, I think that it opens up to experiencing the multifunctionalities of what we really are as light beings. And we know our digestive to do as much as we read upon, we study, we process in this sense. And so to tap into something like breath work, now we're relying on other sources that aren't so calming, like the sun,
The sun, yeah.
like rooting your feet into the earth, hugging a tree, hugging one another, feeding off of one another's energy in ways that can be very fruitful
Yeah.
and very
Everything
yes.
is so full of life. Right? It's
Yes.
everything's so full
It's
of life.
around us.
Yeah, around us, everywhere. And what do you think about breatharianism, for example?
Well, I actually attending the World Breatharian Festival in Italy is high on my bucket list.
Oh, tell us a little bit about that, please. I'd like to know that.
Well, turns out there is a pretty large community of breatharians who convene in Italy, in Cocore more precisely, each year.
Where is that? Where is that?
Cocore in Italy. So it's the small town in Italy, well, town or hamlet or. So
It's annually,
it's annually, yes.
but every year is in the same place, or it changed?
In Italy, so far it has been in the same place.
In the same place.
Hello.
Talking about Italy, we have an Italian friend of us now. Ciao, como vai?
Ciao, benissimo.
Conosce questa città? Come si chiama la città?
Cocore.
Cocore.
No.
Sei stato in Cocore? Because he's telling us that there is a breatharian
World
summit.
gathering, yes, in Cocore, Italy, every year.
Interesting.
Yes.
Bonjour, monsieur, vous allez bien?
Très bien.
Très bien.
Ouais.
We are now with a local friend of us here. Vous avez déjà mangé aujourd'hui?
Oui.
Oui. Qu'est-ce que vous avez mangé?
Du riz couché
Du riz aussi. Ah, c'est bon, ça.
à la sauce claire.
Nous sommes en train de bavarder à propos de ça. Qu'est-ce que ça serait le plus bon à manger ou pas à manger? Parce qu'on sait que dans notre société, on a beaucoup de choses qui ne sont pas très salutables. C'est ça, on fait un petit interview. Est-ce que vous avez quelques mots à propos de ça? Alors, de la nourriture traditionnelle, les choses que ça seront la plus salutable à manger. Ici, par exemple, des cocos,
Ouais.
des fruits.
Coco, le papaye,
Ah, les papayes, j'aime ça.
l'ananas aussi.
L'ananas. c'est
Ouais.
super.
Avec des oranges.
Et avec ça, on peut vivre toute la vie.
Ouais.
Ça,
Surtout le coco.
C'était le coco,
Ouais.
n'est-ce pas? C'est bon, c'est ça.
Quand tu lèves le matin, tu
Uh-huh.
bois le coco, ça va.
Remercie, mon frère.
Ouais.
On se voit.
On se voit.
On se voit.
On va l'autre côté à Madi. On va jouer
On
au
m'a
ballon.
dit, oui, j'ai entendu dire qu'il y a un événement là-bas. Mais je resterai ici à cause de...
Non, ouais.
Pas de problème.
Y a pas de
Merci.
problème.
Oui.
D'accord.
Yeah, so we are just talking about what
Bon,
they-
on a le soir.
Oui,
Peut-être toi, je
si
vais pas
tu...
te trouver.
Ouais, si tu vois le propriétaire, tu me dis.
D'accord. Y a pas de souci.
Yeah, I was just questioning him about what they think would be enough to live here, and he just said like coconut for sure you can live upon that, and also some ananas and some local fruit like papaya, and that's enough. That's it. So my friend, we were telling about this Breatharian summit that happens annually in Italy.
Yeah. Well, I really would like to rub shoulders with this ilk of people because I find them very fascinating.
No doubts.
And because I mean I haven't met a Breatharian in person
Not
yet.
yet? Okay.
So for me, it's like one side of my brain is saying, well,
Is that possible?
is that even possible? But the other side of my brain is saying,
Let's check it.
it's a whole logistical operation they're setting up every year. It cannot be like a
For
bunch
nothing.
of crazy people. Like they're
jokers.
a joker.
Play with my face, man.
Yeah, there must be some kernel of truth in it.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to attend that gathering
No doubts,
and
no
see for myself and experience and hear the speakers ask the questions and also to connect with the kind of people who would be open to this kind of idea
Mhm.
because this is as anti-Babylonian as it gets. Like-
yeah. Yeah. A very strong step towards anti-Babylonianism. Very strong step. Yeah. You know, I've met some Breatharians during my traveling, and I got some very strong experience with that because, like, for example, I met one of likely that this man I met in one rainbow in Brazil is also attending this event because at that time, 2017, he told me about organizing some international events of Breatharians, and that was crazy because as soon as I met him, I greeted him, I touched his hand, and we were talking, and I felt so good. I felt so good, like very strong feeling, a very strong, peaceful, strong feeling of like being nourished. You see. And that was crazy when I realized that we were talking without using our mouths. Like, you see, that was kind of a telepathy or something. And that was very strong. I felt like I was completely immersed into a very different energy, like a halo, something like this. And that was amazing. Leon, his name is Leon. He's from Argentina. And I thought that, I mean, the first time I knew about that, an uncle of mine, who was part of this Rosa Cruz things, blah 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 in Brazil. I met a lady called Evelyn Torrance, a Brazilian who met Yasmuhin. Maybe Yasmuhin is the most known name Australian girl who started promoting the breatharian idea around the world. And Evelyn Torrance met this Yasmuhin. I don't know where exactly, and then she started delivering some workshops about breatharianism. And an uncle of mine attended this thing there back in Brazil in 2001. And he ended up doing this living on light process during 21 days. And after the 21 days, he continued for at least 30 days more. But sadly, I would say he was not a vegetarian, a vegan, or anything. He had no experience at all with alternative ways of feeding. And he ended up breaking his process with fish. And he ended up going to the hospital and he got infections and things. And this became a taboo in my family since 2001, you see. And when I became vegan first time, 2007, people start saying that I would die just like my uncle. My uncle ended up dying after, sadly. Not right after this. Actually, he ended up changing his diet completely, and he started eating only junk food for a whole decade, and then he faded away of crazy disease no one knew about. But the thing is that it became a taboo in my family, and since then I have this problem because I'm really keen about searching for this information. I'm really keen about learning about this, but I feel a little bit castrated by my family because every single time I try a different approach, they keep like pushing me into this history, which is a trauma for me. So for me, it's also a healing process to know and to attend more about that. Just my personal thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very
I guess we just have to remind ourselves of the amount of people who, let's say, pass away on a mainstream diet.
Yeah, daily.
So
no doubt.
it's just a matter of like coincidence, I guess. But
of course, yes.
and again, being vegan has nothing to do with eating healthy.
Of course.
You can
I know.
have a junk fruit
Yeah.
foodie
Yeah,
diet,
like
on a vegan
soda
diet.
and French fries all day long. Yeah, I know vegans like this, man.
Yeah, so if you are gonna become vegan just to eat like bread and pasta and like I don't know,
Peanut butter all
croissants,
day
peanut
long.
butter, like then you better not be vegan. Like I mean,
Yeah.
of course it's sad for me personally as a animal rights activist. It's sad
Yeah.
that you will like
You choose not
but
to be.
yeah, like health-wise, if we're gonna judge your health, you are better off having a balanced non-vegan diet than a junk foodie vegan diet.
For yourself.
But ethically speaking, you should be vegan.
I agree.
So I
with
just
you.
want to emphasize that.
Not that veganism is perfect, but I would say that's the best option we have as an anti-speciesist approach to dieting. So yeah, I would say so.
Yes.
But do you have any opinions about veganism as a thing, as an ideology, or have some criticism? I would like to hear about it, your ideas about it. Any of you?
Well, my experience, I've been, and I'm still am an animal rights activist. I've done Cubes of Truth with Anonymous for the Voiceless. I don't know if you know that
I know it,
organization. So it's the whole concept of a Cube of Truth is that you have a screen attached to your chest, a pretty big screen showing graphic footage of slaughterhouses, like basically all the sectors of animal agriculture, be it poultry, like milk production, meat, leather production, like fur, all that. And yeah, and you wear a mask, a Fauci mask, like Anonymous. This is like part of the overall aesthetics of it, and also not to intimidate people approaching you, because it's actually a psychological. Psychologically, when people perceive your facial expression, they feel judged, and especially when it's like, because basically you are showing people something they are doing wrong, and if people can see your face, perceive any judgment in your facial expression, it will put them off. That's why also one reason why we put the mask.
Yeah, animals masks, so they can start
Yes.
realizing the
Yes.
mistakes.
Yeah, and also why you might ask, not hang it just on stands or something, then like we don't even have to be there. But the fact that actual human beings are, it gives a more engaged and like feel to it. That there are some people standing behind it, like willing to like to stand still for several hours, like with the
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah, the thing is that the vegan activism has a goal, so we need to search the most efficient way to achieve this goal, right? Now, so it's very important to try different approaches and to dismiss the one that does not work properly. But the thing about veganism is that veganism is not exactly anti-species, and the thing is that I still feel that veganism is very zoocentric. Because when we think about anti-species, we need to take into account every single species on this planet, like plants, fungi, every single species. Yeah, right. And veganism is still zoocentric in the terms that most of the vegan debate does not include subjects as a monocultivation. Monocultivation is like thousands of kilometers of only one thing, which also destroys nature, also kills lots of species. Yes, it's a very, very interesting approach. We have now a Turkish friend approaching. Please salute our listeners.
Hello.
From this Raw Vegan TV.
Hey.
So,
Salud.
how you feel today? How you feel today?
Perfect.
Perfect, right? Beautiful day, beautiful place.
Yeah. Beautiful place.
I have a question for you. Are you vegan?
No, vegetarian.
Vegetarian,
Oh,
alright.
That's
Uh,
pescatarian.
Pescatarian, I see. What do you think about veganism? Like, no judgment.
No, I just no, not easy. Just I think this, yeah, not easy for me.
Have you tried it?
No,
Would you say that it's important for people to try different diets or to try different approaches? Just
I believe this we need this time for adaptation.
no doubts.
If whole life, eat a lot of some like this product, some animal or egg or something like that, and then not easy to uh, adaptation, the new some just without something, yeah, not good, not easy adaptation. Just I can say that.
This is a very important point because some people try to change their diets and sometimes they face a very harsh time. They can even get sick and they don't know what's going on and they blame the new approach they're trying. But the thing is that most of our digestion is made by bacteria. And to create new colonies, we need time.
Yeah.
And it's not everybody who has the species of bacteria ready to change diet. So yeah, some people may have it already, their colonies, and they just change easily. But some people face harsh time. Like they can have SIBO, they can have different things that may harm them. So if you want to try a different diet, research first, and you can go slowly. Like remember to stick with this idea, otherwise you'll just never change anything. But yeah, go slowly. It's possible. It's possible. All right. So likely that I would ask you now, in terms of healing. In terms of healing, what do you think would be the best approach in general? Like fasting, like therapy, or like for example, getting out of the city, stop watching TV. What do you think would be some of the best things to do to heal your body, your soul, your mind, holistically speaking?
Everything you said.
I think it's
All the
everything.
above.
all.
All of them. Do everything.
Yeah, health is
Yeah.
health is a wall.
If you have a chance, yes, all you need it all.
But nature is maybe the first, I think.
Nature, right?
Nature the first, because when you're in nature, it's more easy to get a healthy diet.
Fasting for a reset.
Fasting for a reset is very important.
Yeah.
Very, very.
Talking about that, we have a friend here who has been promoting a new approach that likely can integrate holistically every single thing, and it's called Lodstar, right?
Lodstar, yes, amazing.
But before we dive into that, I would like to ask everyone, every single person here to introduce oneself. Could you introduce yourself before you go? Just like your name. Don't you want to say your name here?
I don't have any idea.
All right. He doesn't have a name now. Maybe tomorrow. All right. So I would like just to introduce everyone so we can have this information in the tape.
Yeah. Well, I'm Melam Sisse, but I go by the nickname Mel. And yeah.
Thank you, Mel.
Thank
You know that Mel in Portuguese is honey, right?
Oh, I can see why, because in French is miel.
Yeah.
So Latin languages, yeah.
I love it, honey.
Keandra Hall, I go by Ariel, and I'm That's Girl Key on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
I have to say my Instagram. My name is Mira. I'm eating everything, sometimes fasting, and yeah,
I'll be right back to you in a minute.
I follow the flow.
Mel, could you tell us a little bit about Lodstar?
Wow. Where shall I start? This is beyond anything one can imagine. This is like a new paradigm. It's a new mindset. It's a new approach to everything, literally everything. It's not only it's lifestyle changes, it's the changes in our governance system, changes in our economic system, healthcare system, um, and education system. And Lodstar suggests a blueprint for the new Earth, basically. So Lodestar is the guiding star, the polar star, which is fixed in the sky, and in the olden days used to show the direction of the north to mariners. So, and as a symbol, it's a pretty powerful, because metaphorically, a lodestar is also something that guides you in your spiritual journey. And lodestar does not require you to join it. It's up to
Joins you.
well, it shines forth, and then it's up to the individual to either follow its guidance or not. So there's total freedom to deviate and to go the other direction. So Lodestar is a pathway that to a higher dimensional Earth, a higher consciousness. It's an attempt to realize how higher consciousness in this world, in the concrete, like day-to-day life. It has a set up full-fledged vision. It has a set of guiding principles, and at this point, 9 portals.
9 portals.
The vision is there to inspire people to instill this grand vision, like of the long term, like ideals and all that. Then the guiding principles are there to give some structure to as to how we should behave, or what we should strive for, like in a more practical sense. And then the portals are ways we can manifest it to make it like a day-to-day reality.
I have a question. How this idea came to be?
Well, that's a long story. It came to be from a realization that the world is completely like
Mess.
beyond repair. Like it's I think I just realized that it's impossible. If we are trying to fix something, we have to fix the whole system, because if other elements of the system are flawed, your attempts to fix like one bit of it are basically doomed, because you are in a toxic environment. So you have to remove yourself from this environment and create a brand new system where everything works in synergy, right? Where the governance system is in synergy with in sync with the economic system, where the economic system is in sync with the cosmic rhythms, and the cosmic rhythms are in sync with our lifestyle,
Amplitude of everything.
diets, and whatnot. So everything is interconnected.
No doubt.
So yeah, and after having this realization, I just was like, okay, we've got to figure something out from scratch.
And you are launching this idea here.
Well, launching. Is there even a launching point? Because the thing is, Lodstar is gathering momentum right now, and
Because I think it's symbolic to do it here in the rainbow in Ivory Coast, like Mama Africa.
yeah, you can say so. It's pretty symbolic. It's and it's such a synchronicity that it happens here. And and I would say that Lodstar is sort of like the deepest desire of the rainbow community, not yet realized. And Lodstar is like the bridge between the dreams that we all have in this rainbow family and the new reality that we all long for. Lodstar can bring us to that shore.
The concrete thing.
Concrete things.
Yeah, I was reading the papers and I really like it. And lots of times I ended up reading throughout my life, and I just realized that was perfect because it kind of could organize all of those ideas in a prose, in a methodology, and I think it's great. So yeah, let's do it. And you have lots of yeah. Yeah, maybe you can do it. Maybe you can do it. Hey man, how are you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Are you good? Are you good? Yeah, we are alive and well. Alive and well.
How are you?
Have a new friend here just coming. Would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Hello guys, my name is Lala. I just wanted to know if you need us to build you some to
I see.
walk or your
Yeah,
state is better.
I heard my feet. I heard my feet. I will try to keep handy standing.
Well, so yes or no, you do need.
I need to sharp my tools. Yeah, thanks.
Yes, and one important thing to mention is that Lodstar perceives truth as a puzzle, and it recognizes that everyone has a gift to offer Lodstar, and it's this combination of all the gifts that creates this alchemical reaction, which will lead us to a new Earth. So Lodstar, you can think of it as a
Alright, something different just happened here. Someone starts going like very frightened over.
Well, we're gonna
So
go, yeah.
you can think about Lodstar as a container,
Mhm.
a container of our dreams, or we can say the cauldron of our dreams.
Mhm.
We toss our dreams in it, and we let the chemistry happen, the magic happen.
The magic.
Yes.
Talking about magic, would you say that you kind of use magic as well in this process, or use subtle energy, subtle approach, subtle?
Magic. Well, the portals are magical tools because they are the bridges between our dreams and concrete reality. So this is what magic is about. Is about bringing into reality something abstract. And yeah,
I believe in this. I'm here to help. I'm here to make it become true. Because I believe in this. And I really believe that we need something to integrate everything that we have been trying. Because, like, for example, as I told you, I've been in different movements, but people are not so connected among different movements. So agroforest doesn't know people from the time bank people doesn't know people from anti-speciesism activism. So, and Lodstar offers us a way to connect everybody and make it functional for everybody.
Absolutely.
And Lone Star at Burning Man. That's the news.
Yeah, you need to take it to the Burning Man. I'm going to take it to Burning Man.
Well, we have a project to go to Africa Burn, like in South Africa in April.
Oh, in April there will be a Burning Man in South Africa.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't know about it.
And like the project is to bring Lodstar to that event to make it even bigger, brighter, and yeah.
Burning.
Absolutely.
Make it burning, baby.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's always nice to have this like goal, like a reachable goal, and yeah.
Do you know? I mean, because you told me that you started with a friend, right?
Well, yeah. The ideation process was very influenced by him also.
Where he's from?
He is from Florida.
Florida.
And yeah, we would have like deep discussions about how to change the world,
Nice.
how to rethink the economy, what we should eat, whether fasting is good, like all these beautiful, life-changing ideas. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in the process of creation of Lodstar, did you use different methodologies like dragon dreaming or something like this?
Dragon dreaming. I don't even know what it is.
All right. So there's a Australian man who created this approach based upon some Aboriginal methodologies of project management,
Mhm.
and it's a very interesting approach. I'm not a master in that, but it's a way to manage projects and also to give birth to projects. And I just ask you that as as a curious person because it's a big idea and it seems very well organized, very well put on. And I just ask you that if you use any kind of methodologies to create it.
My
or
methodology, well,
Zoom meetings.
okay, I've got to be honest with you guys. Like, wasn't it for ChatGPT? Like, this project would not have looked this put together.
Oh, nice. See, use artificial intelligence wisely. You only think create
Yes.
beautiful.
That's why AI and hyper automation is a guiding principle at Lodstar.
Nice. And what was that? Just a crab in the tent or something?
Someone, no, just she was just waking up, but suddenly was scared about waking up and screaming.
Welcome to Rainbow. All right.
Yeah. So, again, it's
Oh, nice. I think we should create a specific podcast to Lodstar to explain every single purchase and things, and that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Yes. Let's do it. But before it, I would like to ask our friend here, our Italy friend here, about her experiences into healing processes like fasting things. Have you tried different things in life?
No, I just tried fasting, and I tried nothing about nutrition, but it was working for me. It was ice baths, cold ice baths.
Like Wim Hof method.
Exactly,
Oh, you try Wim Hof. That's nice. That's nice.
and it was
Here
efficient.
in Ivory Coast, it's hard.
It's very hard because the water came out at 26 degrees Celsius, and then you have to put like in a small tube. You have to put like 20 kilo of ice.
So take cold. And how long you experienced that? For how long?
Too short.
Too short.
Yeah, like not even 1 week, because to have the benefits, you have to do it every day. That is complicated because the ice and everything and the time.
But you knew about that here in Ivory Coast already.
I had a workshop in Italy, Wim Hof method, and then when I arrived, I tried to do it by myself at home. But yeah, it's the beginning process. I will.
You
I will-
realized some changes already, or?
Yeah, definitely. It calms down your nervous system a lot, like more than I would say even more than meditation, because you have to really control your breath, and you have to prepare your immersion, and you have to breathe before. It's a 10 minutes practical breathing, and this is already working. And then the staying in the cold is really mental, and you have to control your breath.
Yeah, I mean, I was born in Brazil, and I grew up in a very warm environment as well. But when I was visiting Argentina or Uruguay in the winter, I ended up finding this method, and I started practicing it, and it helped me a lot. No doubts. And in the winter there in Argentina and Uruguay, you reach like -5, so you kind of can easily find a way to expose your body to the cold slowly, but do that slowly and in a very healthy way. Please do not hurt yourself. And what about fasting?
Fasting is really one. I think is the wrong approach that I used, because I use fasting when I feel already in an inflammatory process. I'm like already I'm one step from sickness. So maybe I have to do it regularly before to get like that.
But what did you try? You try dry fasting? You try fasting with water? What did you try?
dry fasting, but intermittent.
Intermittent fasting. Yeah, it's also a nice thing to do, no doubt.
Actually, this is a regular basis.
Okay, every day, so
every
you
day,
intermediate fast. Like, what's the time gap you get? Like 10 hours or 12 hours?
16 hours.
16 hours? Yeah, I think.
Is I try to eat early in the evening, and then first meal is 1-2 p.m.
Nice. Yeah, from what I heard, I'm not a professional, but it seems that the growth hormone, it also helps cells detoxicate, and it has a very strong effect by the morning. So when you eat by the morning, the insulin kinds of break the effect of the growth hormone. So then you do not have this morning detoxification. So likely that fasting, at least by the morning, they have very good effect in health. So yeah, when we intermediate fast, usually you fast by the morning and by the night.
It's easy. Yeah, it depends. I think okay. More people have to eat. They really feel the urge to eat in the morning. So.
Yeah. And about dieting, have you tried different dietings? Try different diets or things?
No, I'm
Just the Mediterranean.
Mediterranean, but I try to avoid gluten now.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because in the Mediterranean people eat lots of gluten.
Yeah,
And
I'm
the-
intoxicated. I'm intoxicated
Too
by
much
gluten
pasta,
and
too much
coffee.
And the pasta from today is not the same 2,000 years ago, guys. Come on, realize it, please.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. People
Like
used to
everything.
fermentate it.
Like diary.
Yeah, you see, exactly. Yeah, Jesus bread is not nowadays bread. There.
But yeah, I try to eat a very good bread
Uh-huh.
with sold out.
Natural fermentation,
Exactly. This is good.
different wheat.
Different wheat.
You see? Yeah, it's very important to find the best for you, people. Please keep on searching. Don't give up. No, don't give up. In my opinion, that was a very great interview I got with you. Have some final words for us, for our listeners?
But thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
It's really a great initiative. Keep going, Yuzu. Yes, we have to share our knowledge, our health improvement, because everybody we are in a path of learning, unlearning, and
Don't
so
forget-
we're on the way.
Yeah, don't forget to hug everybody, to hug your fellow ones. It's very healthy to hug.
Exactly.
It's also relieve lots of tension.
More than 10 seconds.
Yeah, more than 10 seconds.
Continue to be light and love.
Yeah,
That's my piece.
the love track.
Well, let's continue gestating Lodstar and birth it and nurture it, and then bring it to a point where it's self-sustainable, and so we can just sit back and enjoy the new earth.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, I don't know the agenda expression for that, but Lodstar is going to be a big agenda boy. So,
Yes.
yeah, let's do it. That's great. All right, so thank you so much, people. And that's it. See you next time. Crude. Ciao.
Wow.